Hello, this is a video about Redmine. I'm not really sure about the audience. Maybe if you want to evaluate Redmine and you never used it before and you want to see it, but maybe you don't even want to go through the hassle of downloading it yourself, maybe this video helps you, because my intention and what I figured out is what I'm telling here. I also want to mention I'm absolutely not an expert in Redmine. I use it 20, 30, 60 minutes and that's it. I want to spoil the fun. It's not easy. Let me show you. Okay, so the easiest way of getting started is just download the Docker image. Download a Docker image and you can run the Docker image. Here's a command that you can use. If you run it with an SQLite database, that means if you kill the container, all the data is gone, but it's also the fairly easiest one. Then you will need about 22 seconds, I guess, and then you will be able to start from, you will be able to open localhost. And then you can sign in. And you can sign in with admin. And then you change your password to password, of course. Oh my god. Okay, and then you on the screen. Okay, and then it looks fairly good here. So you go to your project page and you projects. And I want to point out, sorry for this interruption at the first start. So you see the filters and the options here. And you also see that the whole thing, that the screen, if you look at this screen here, I think 1/3 is already packed up with stuff that is not content. I feel like this is a theme in Redmine. I really don't like it. So the data there's not much, it's not very clear about. Let's call it test project. And I don't know if that makes any difference. We have stuff that we can do or do not here. And we created the project. Now we're inside the project here. We have the projects page. You can see your projects here. You can add more projects. What I really like is though, let's go back here. You can create a new project and you can just say subproject of test project. And you can easily create test project. So that's pretty cool. Maybe we should create one so you see how it looks like. Test project. Let's go here, create it. And let's go to your project page. And then it's a test project, and I think that was the description, and this is a sub-project. So the sub-projects get listed like this. Okay, go to test project. Okay, what do you see? Let's first, I don't see any epics here. It seems fairly difficult to do all the project work in here, at least with this bare bones stuff. I also should maybe mention, it looks like to me that Redmine is has a very strong open source character. What I mean by that is it gives you the skeleton of a system, and then you have to pack in all your plugins. So you have to configure it from 0 to whatever. You cannot expect something like Notion to pop up when you start Redmine. You cannot expect something like, I don't know, Jira. I never used Jira, but probably also not Jira. Okay, let's go to issues, create an issue, and we figure out what's going on. There are no, we can filter here, but there are no ways of creating issues. It's supposed to be a create issue button here, right? Okay, the problem is, and this is what I feel no one tells you, let's go to the administration page. Yeah, let's skip that. And before you can create an issue, you need to create issue statuses, okay? Let's create an issue status. Let's create a new status new. So we have now a status and we create a new status and the status is done. Okay, oh, sorry, wait. I should have checked the issue closed checkbox. And here we can get a second theme that I figured out. You cannot edit your stuff. Immutability, I know is a good thing for programming, but this pretty much is not pretty nice, I feel. Let's create a new status then. Done. So we have to delete it and create it again. We can't even alter the description. I don't know what's going on. And then, okay, that's the first thing. Then next thing, it says it's not used in any workflows, but that's a trick. Don't fall for this trick, because first you need trackers. You no idea what trackers are, but you need trackers. Okay, and then you say just tracker. I call it tracker 1 status. Okay. And you think you can just hit create, but that's the trick as well. You first have to say, well, I really want to use it in my project, right? I want to use this in my project, maybe in the sub project as well. And then you can create. Okay, now you have a tracker. Okay, let's go back to the issues page, reload that. And now we can create finally issues, right? But actually, no, that's a lie, because we don't have any priority. So we have to figure out how to create priorities. I understand like that you have to do all this stuff, but that's also a little bit open source character. And my point of view, like this is really not intuitive, right? Okay, so what you have to do is, in order to get your priorities done, you go to enumerations, not to priorities. No, you go to enumerations, and you have stuff like this, right? Here you have issue priorities. So let's create a priority. Let's call this high. I don't know. If one is the default one. Maybe we can create another one. The low. Okay. High and low. Okay. I want to make low the default one. Ah, yeah, that actually works. Okay. Maybe that's also something like you have to click on this very short string here. You cannot like click anywhere. You have to click that one. That's also what I figured. Okay, here we can. Okay, nice. I didn't know that. I would have expected some kind of like pen here. I really literally just figured it out while I'm recording. You just have to click here and then you can edit from here. I really like if they even write delete here, because obviously someone thought this trash box was not enough, but they could have made a pen here as well. I don't know. Okay. Finally, we can create an issue. Okay, here we go. And I'm the one who's doing this stuff. I don't know. I'm the subject. Let's call it issue 1. I want to create a couple more. I don't know. 0% done. Okay, let's go. Create another one. Okay. Issue 2. Wait, bear with me. Issue 3. Another one. Issue 4. Create another one. Okay, now we have a couple of issues. Let's go back to issue. And again, what I'd like to emphasize, I feel like this is not a good UI design, because, so for me, this is really difficult to use. Like, more than, like, the content and the non-content is 50-50, so I feel like it's not easy to use. And then also, where's like the search bar? Okay, it's over here, but why is it not down here, like somewhere closer to filters? Like, I don't know. This is like, but that's maybe a personal issue. Okay, let's go to the summary page, and we see like absolutely nothing. I don't understand what this is supposed to be. Okay, again, you see me? Sorry for the ranting, but go to the PDFs. And you see, okay, let's say that's fairly okay. I'm not sure if I like this date format, time format, but let's be open-minded. Okay, then we can say, for example, let's go to first issue. Okay, let's say I want to do this issue now. I want to like start working on it, and I want to set the status to something else. And hell, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to set the status to something else. I can edit it, can copy a link, can delete it. So I can edit it, but I also cannot set the status here, right? I can set a description here. I set a description. I can say I'm 10% done. And I can maybe log my time. Okay, and then again, property changes. Yeah, no, it's just literally shows the same things. So again, I feel this is very difficult to use. Maybe get more used to it. Maybe if you have like a full-time administrator or someone who puts a lot of time into explaining it, that might make it better. What I thought is interesting though is the time log here. That's what I searched. So you can say, well, on this issue, I spend, I don't know, 2 hours on this day, and I did trying to change status. Great. Do it because I don't have any activity, and my guess is that I need an enumeration again. Yes, I do. Okay, let's call it the default value. Of course, can we just reload it? Yes, we can reload. That actually works. Okay, activity 1. Great. Okay, and then from here we can spend time, and you can see, okay, we spent 2 hours. So this is a nice feature, I guess. Then let's go to the Gantt chart. Okay, that's a bit Let's go to issues again. Here we edit this, and we set a due date for this one. And we say let's say from the time of recording in 2 days. That spend time Gantt chart, and then you can see something like this here. So you see this little thingy here. You see how much we're progressing. That's fairly nice. Let's open this issue again, and we can also, if we edit this one, I mean, we can still the status. So I mean, I'm not even wait. Okay, that's a Firefox feature. So I don't even know why I should do any more here. We can, what is that? There was a feature where you can just create, oh, that's also weird. Like we have the stuff in the top, but the edit in the bottom. But again, like UI is always difficult. There's supposed to be a feature where you can create like here, subtasks. We can just add subtasks. Okay, subtask 1. Okay, let's create this. Now we have a subtask here. Create another subtask. Subtask 2. And I don't know, 6% maybe. Okay, I still new. I mean, we can change the status anyway. Here, let's go back to the Gantt chart, reload that. And we see task and subtasks. And I don't know actually why the progress bar disappeared. Maybe because I didn't set any due date for these. Let's set a due date for this. Sorry for the very long video. Let's set a due date, I don't know, on the 31st. Submit. Also this editing, I feel like could have been inline, kind of like Notion, but too spoiled with Notion. I mean, after all, this project is not paid and long. Okay, now it looks like this. So you can only watch here. You can I can't drag it with my mouse. So that would be a nice feature. That would be something that I would have expected. So I feel like giving the open source character again, like the features are apparently there somewhere, and I guess you can somewhere change the status, but it feels, I don't know, is clunky the right word for that? Everything feels like you have to go through extra steps to kind of like figure out what you can do. I don't know, something else. You can look at the calendar here. Maybe you have some news. You have a wiki page. If it's a little bit difficult to get used to it, I guess. And on that, you have a lot of plugins that you can actually plug in. And I think this is when Redmine becomes more effective here. So, for example, this seems to be the most high-rated plugin, the Agile plugin that you can get stuff in this format. Maybe things are more easily usable when you do this. This is, I think the pricing was $500 for 1 year. I guess that's an okay price. It's to pay if you just want to rate it. But I think there was a free, doesn't matter. Anyway, and then you have like checklists. And then here you can, I don't know, here you can have advanced checklists for stuff. Again, this is, I think, also part of the open source character of this. So you can get the skeleton and everything else is basically a plugin, which is not bad if you really want to customize. But if you're just looking for something that works out of the box, that's pretty much of a hassle. So you need someone who works with this. Apparently, you cannot attach images from clipboard without this plugin. Apparently, you cannot hide the sidebar. And you have a couple of, like, this is just the first stuff that I found, like the most highly rated stuff on Redmine. So you can extend Redmine in these regards. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's it for me. I hope this video helped you getting started a little bit. Also, I did a lot of like claiming that things are not working as I would expect them. So to Mr. Jean-Philippe Lang, I don't think you do a bad job. I want to emphasize that. I think this is a great job. I think like Redmine are good, and I really enjoy that they are open source. I really enjoy that you can just freely test it, that you don't have any subscription. So I really, really admire all the work that you and also all the other people who are contributing to this put into this, but it's difficult to use. Okay. By the way, I can also add stuff here. Okay, that's it for this video.